There is a German saying that goes, Liebe geht durch den Magen. The English translation of this is, the way through a man's heart is through his stomach. Could be applied to any ladies as well, of course. What nicer and more personal way is there than to bake something yourself for your loved one, for your Valentines? Join me today in making a sweet little nothing. We're making this recipe in a couple of steps. We're starting off with the custard, as the custard has at least to spend an hour or more in the fridge. Then we will make the shortcrust pastry and also keep it to the side, and we then do assembly after that. So we have all our components ready. Let's go. Bring your milk to a simmer. At this point, add in your vanilla pod and let it warm up. So mix your cornstarch. With the 3 egg yolks and stir really quite a lot until it's all very smooth and all little lumps are gone. So look at this beautiful color. My milk is now warm. We will pour this in. Continuously stir. Next, stir in your white chocolate melted. Pour the mixture back into your pan and bring to a boil, continuously stirring. My crème pâtisserie is now ready. Transfer the custard to a bowl. I just love the smell of this. Then cover with cling film on the actual custard, not on the bowl itself. So we avoid a film developing on the custard. And then put it cool. I will put it cool overnight. I will make my pastry in the meantime and then continue physically with the tarts the next day. Then this is nice and cold. It's a new day and we continue with fresh energies. Our dough is nice and cold. Let's roll it out with a little bit of flour. On both sides, and then usually what I do, I cover it with another piece of parchment paper and then roll it out. So this technique is probably not what a French patisserie chef would do, but it works for me. I'm not in France and I do what is easiest for me, and this is easy for me. So just turn it around, remove the parchment, press it in with slightly floured hands, and it's beautiful. This is how they turned out. I'm pretty happy with this. Quick with a little fork. And then before we bake these, we cool them for another 20 minutes. The dough needs to be really cold at all times. And I worked too much now with my hands on them. We will blind bake them with ceramic beans. If you don't have ceramic beans, you can also use rice or lentils, something like that. But these are obviously great because they keep the heat, they get really hot and helps the baking process. So they're now really cold. I cut out these parchment papers. I'm crushing them so they fit in better. Fill in my baking beans, pearls or beads. And then we bake them in a preheated oven. Blind bake these for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes we remove the parchment paper and the baking beans and let them crisp up for another 5 minutes without anything on top, and then they should be ready. So look at my beautiful golden crispy color. They are now ready, they need to cool off, and then we continue with the next step, covering them with white chocolate in the base, that it doesn't get soggy. Once we fill them with the custard, melt your white chocolate in a water bath and then brush the inside of your tartlets. We do this twice. In between, we let them cool off in the fridge and then do a second layer of the chocolate. Just a very little trick. I added a tiny amount of cocoa nut oil just to ensure that this stays smooth. It really helps. So I'm just covering the base with the chocolate. Next step, we grate and zest 2 lemons. Now next step is the cream. To turn our pâtisserie cream into crème diplomate, we whisk up 100 milliliters of double cream and then fold it in there. It makes it lighter and a little bit easier to work with for nice little tartlets, and also will make it easier to actually pipe the mixture. Fold in your cream. In France they call this also crème chantilly, which then makes the crème diplomate. But it's really, yes, it's very fancy sounding word for cream. And then mix. Tidy finish of the custard on the tarts. I'm using a piping bag to pipe it into our little tartlets. I'm using a very simple round piping tip. And one trick that makes it a lot easier is to always use a tall glass. I'm putting this through a sieve to remove these bits of lemon as well as apricot. Strain it. Now we spoon the apricot lemon mixture over each tartlet to glaze them. You could also do this with a brush. Someone would bake these for me, I would marry them on the spot. They are absolutely stunning. They look like they came straight out of a French patisserie. They taste like that as well. And yeah, it's really a beautiful little naughty dessert for your Valentine's Day. Or even if you don't have a Valentine, be your own Valentine. Treat yourself with one of these. You will not regret it. So the final thing to do is, of course, to taste these. I feel very bad eating this in front of you because they are really nice. In the theme of love. Let's try. What I like is that there's white chocolate in the custard and it's a lovely combination. So the verdict is they are absolutely lovely, tasting like in a French patisserie, and definitely try to make this at home, either for yourself or for your loved one. And if you enjoy my Valentine's recipes, check out the playlist with more ideas for your loved one or for yourself, as well as my cake playlist with plenty more naughty pleasures in there. And thank you for watching, thanks for your time, like and subscribe, and I see you in my next video. Bye, thank you.